This is what people said. The XRP army has moved from the edges to by making their own choice. XRP is now worth 1 million. This claim is not backed by a bank or the government. It happens because millions of holders believe, promise, and work together as Brick Nation. We'll talk about how public opinion can change markets and how a group of people can try to set prices by law by working together. What will happen to what crypto might look like if buyers, not players, write it? It starts with being sad. Over time, the XRP group became less safe. Prices would jump all over the place, going up and down all the time. Because of rumors, outside interference, and legal uncertainty, there was a sense that holders were always responding and never taking responsibility for their story. The charts looked good. There was excitement in the changes, but as wealth grew, so did worry. What if something cold from the outside could always take away value? What if having hope wasn't enough? These worries led to a new idea. What if the group didn't wait for help from other people? What if they said they were worth something? That thought grew stronger. What began as words were turned into talks. It became like a chat room at the ABA meetings. Brick Nations, a loose group, began to come together. It wasn't just a group of fans. It was a way of life. It was trust in the group's strength. What if value isn't just what someone is ready to pay? What if the things we won't sell are valuable? Trends don't show how much something worth, minimums do. What if people in the group set a limit? At its core, the plan that community day be regular holders set a minimum floor price of 1 million per XRP is a moral, legal, and social duty. There are smart contracts that keep money safe. A promise to the people that links a person's name or wallet address to what they want to do. Claims that anyone selling below the necessary level will be kicked out of the group. Loses rewards or damage to their image. It is both harsh and true. It is both very risky and very clear about how it works. A lot of people have signed. People who trusted in the freedom of XRP in their ability to not only hold crypto, but also change its history spoke out. A lot of things were said on social media. I promise that I will hold on to it and not sell it for less than 1 million. Wallets showed that money was locked up, so stake systems were created. It got very heated in internal governing forums over things like logistics, how to check promises, how to handle exchanges, and how to deal with rules from outside the company. Cryptographic proofs, DU government votes, and monitoring groups were all used to solve every problem. This hope is based on faith. When people in the market, both individually and collectively in institutions, agree to change their pricing and business models in ways that didn't seem possible before, changes in price forecasts, analysts who didn't see those levels as possible turning points before, and exchanges to not support or list something start to show that what they said was true. What do you think about this? We asked a social economics professor. The answer was very useful. This is a good example of how to figure out what everyone cares about. He said, a big group of people who work together makes a value and sticks to it can make that value come true by sheer willpower and staving off cash flow. Value isn't just a number on a line. It is faith and hope after all. Everybody believes in each other. As more and more people refuse to give up or sell, that confidence grows into a strong force. The teacher made it clear that this is not magic. It has to do with who you are, how networks work, social proof, and behavioral economics. Markets have to change when enough people do. But they will only change how they act when they get something good in return. That's why the order included ways to reward people. It's better for people who hold for a long time. When people promise in public, it gets noticed. People who lock their XRP and use smart contracts to enforce the floor get perks like early access to the DL governance return and maybe even a good reputation. Faith needs to be turned into action, and action needs to be locked in. Keep in mind that there isn't enough stock below the floor. Not enough supply turns into debt, and debt turns into pressure on prices to go up. There is still real doubt. What about people who need to sell for cash? Some people ask, what about real people who have to take care of things like bills, problems, or mortgages? Laws can't expect everyone to always follow them. Some will leave, and others will sell if they are forced to. What about big buyers or businesses that could be hurt by rules? What if the law says a deal has to include something? Not sell it anymore or stop giving it away. For what reason might the prices of all assets go down? Either prices go through the roof or the government steps in. These are not small issues. These people are threats to the order itself. The order talks to them by making it clear that there are limits. It leaves room for exception challenges and levels of power. It lets people say no in public, but it might cost them money or make them look bad. It even keeps backup DAO votes in case there are limits from outside of the DAO. It still makes the point that these are different. Don't give or take less than $1 million. Keep the line. As this idea goes on, the psychology is getting more and more important. It's true that ideas get around. It's easier to see proof from other people. There are promises that can't be broken, wallets that can't be opened, and charts that show how price drops below certain levels. Thoughts of not things that make you want to buy or hold come up. People really want to join when they see others make a promise. They don't want to be the weak link. When people say things like, I am Brick Nation, they get a sense of who they are. I promise to do it, and it's my job to do it. Being a part of something really makes people more determined. It's a different thing to send a message to groups, analysts, and the journalists outside of the country. Brick Nation does more than talk. It's leaving the building. There are films, think pieces, and interviews with experts. News stories talk about how to compare numbers of shortage and the difference between supply locked and supply tradable. This is a lot like other times when communities pushed against standard valuation or when strong burn or lockup models in tokenomics led to huge value gains. People who hold the authority want trust in the financial system as a whole, not just the holders. The results will be very interesting if this happens. Models decide what the minimum price of XRP should be. Analysts change the prices they want to see. Some financial groups are beginning to think about putting XRP away for later. Exchanges use liquidity in the best way to keep prices stable. It's not likely that the market will go down when the floor is hit. It gets more value will have XRP. People who put money in early will make a lot of money. Could a million XRP be reached? That story is over now. But when will XRP reach its lowest point after a million attacks? More powerful? One who has had it the longest. That success isn't a given, though. When they feel like they have to, some people may break and others may sell. Some institutions might not follow the rules at some point. There are times when derivatives on some markets can be bought for less than the floor price. Some government leaders may also say that the market is being harmed. It's possible that some countries will try to curb or stop transfers. Big issues like drops in the economy, war, or new rules break down trust completely. And if cracks show up, the leaf can fall apart. Even though there are tests on the floor and hope is low, the command doesn't think this is the end of the world. It sees it as a test of its strength. Every problem is a chance to say something again. People in the neighborhood keep an eye on people who sell things under the floor and may even socially punish them if they are caught. The DAO might vote for emergency moves if new rules are about to be released. If when macroeconomic shocks happen, they pop a lot of bubbles. Being one of the committee gives you respect, like when other people broke. The story ends up being about sticking with something. Layers appear over time. Small groups of people got bigger.